What is up, you guys? It is Jay the Great here. This is a little something new that I'm coming up with, y'all. This is the Jay Talk podcast, man. This is a new one. I had another podcast, it was sports news. It was more just, sports orientated, and but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch it up and do this instead. I just let go with the flow. That's a real podcast. Having an organic podcast. You know what I'm saying? And this is number one. This is J Talk number one. I'm gonna talk about sports. Will be in here, of course. I mean, I'm a sports type of guy. You guys watch my videos, you know that. But I'm just gonna talk about anything, man. Anything, and yeah, man. So this is J Talk episode one. And before I begin anything, this is for people that don't know me. Just let me tell you a little about myself. I'm Jay, first of all. Um, I'm 19, so I'm new to this life stuff, you know what I'm saying? New to this life journey, at least in the real world, you know what I'm saying? I'm in college, you know. I just like sports. I like a lot of things about this life, A lot of things I want to learn, and I'm optimistic about the future. And I feel like I have a lot to say. That's why I'm here on this episode. This is more of an intro. I'm just giving you my background, so you guys get to know me. I know you're not gonna just listen to someone you don't know anything about. I'm not an expert on anything, but I feel like I have a lot to say all the time. I always have something to say, and I want to share with you guys, whether it helps you or entertains you or you just like listening. Anyone out there is listening, I appreciate it. But let's get into it. Let's start with a little bit of sports. Why not? A little bit of sports. Let's start out with a big piece of news, and this has to do with an athlete. This is LeBron James. The China comments I was saying it got major backlash for what he said. Um, the thing is, he's an athlete. He's not a politician. So he's not as informed as someone who's a politician. And he said something that wasn't right. Basically, let me break it down for y'all that don't know exactly what's going on. LeBron James is sponsored by Nike and gets tens of millions of dollars every year, and their headquarters are in China. And apparently, there's Hong Kong protesters protesting Nike and just the Chinese government in general, because of lack of human rights. And I believe it was a Houston Rocket GM or some high official that said something about, hey, this isn't right. Nike, this isn't right. Protest Nike or something like that, right? And then LeBron comes out and says, we have freedom of speech, but sometimes it can harm us. And to a lot of people, that meant he was siding with the government, with Nike, and not with the protesters fighting for human rights. So everyone's been giving him a hard time. And I get that, I get that point of view. By the way, I made a video about this earlier. A few days ago. If you want to check it out, getting really into depth. I'm not going to get into as much depth again. This is just a rundown. But I had to talk about it. It's a big deal. And I'm sure a lot of you that watch are sports fans like me. So, of course, this interests us. This piques our interest. But yeah, give me a second here. He basically said something was hypocritical because he always talks about freedom of speech, and Donald Trump doesn't give us freedom of speech and all that stuff. So this looked very hypocritical and very, disingenuous. Like he's not a genuine person. I get it, but you gotta cut the man some slack. I'm a huge LeBron James fan, but he was wrong, and but I think people made too much of a big deal out of it, and we should just cut the man some slack, really. But yeah, there's that. The NBA, Lakers versus Clippers. This is sports. Might as well get right into it. Uh, it was Clippers versus Lakers in the Battle of LA, and of course, Lakers fell short. LeBron had 18 points, AD had 25, and I believe Kawhi had a good amount, like 34. I have my computer here, by the way. Let me just look it up. But yeah, it was 112 to 102, and Kawhi did what he had to do. So shout out to Kawhi. Let's see here. I'll give you the rundown here. It was 102 to 112. Yeah, 102 to 112. So it wasn't a blowout of any sort. Danny Green had 28 points. Kawhi had 30. Paul George was hurt. I believe it's his shoulder or his knee or something. You know. But yeah, so this was the battle of LA. This is the battle of who is the best team in LA because they both have, star-studded rosters. You got LeBron James, AD, Danny Green. You have all these monsters, and then Kawhi, Paul, Patrick Beverly on the Clippers. It was very, very formidable teams on each side, and you know, they got it done against the Lakers. But yeah, that was the beginning of the NBA season, and it's exciting stuff. I'm a Lakers fan, clearly, Lakers, but I respect Kawhi and what he did last year. He beat the best team in the league. Yeah, they were hurt, but he beat them. So a win's a win. So the Warriors dynasty is broken. I believe they will never be as dominant again. I just believe that. I don't know. They got too many pieces missing. And I don't like the Warriors. I'm just being honest. I don't like them. But I'm biased. I don't think they're going to come back. Clay's out for the season. It's just Curry. Andre Iguodala's gone. KD went to the Nets. So, I think that's just what it's going to be. But, so you got the Lakers, the Clippers, and the East, you got formidable teams like the Sixers. Giannis Antetokounmpo. So yeah, it's very, very exciting season for basketball fans. There's balance in the NBA again. That powerhouse is split. KD's gone. I don't wish injuries on anybody, but he left to another team. Clay, unfortunately, is hurt. Of course, I wish him a speedy recovery. I wish any athlete a speedy recovery, really. But yeah, there's not much to speak about, but I wanted to give you my take on that. It's exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. Another piece of news, a big one. Conor McGregor, MMA. Sorry that I'm scatterbrained here. Conor McGregor apparently was trying to fight Frankie Edgar in December 14th, I believe, and apparently the UFC just wasn't going for it, and they probably didn't offer him the money he wanted, so he said no. Now apparently in a press conference that I think happened today, he basically said January 18th of next year he wants to fight either Donald Cerrone or Justin Gaethje, meaning he'll be fighting at 155, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or is it 170? Let me see. I should know this. Let me look it up. I'm sorry, guys. I should be on my toes here. So let's see. Just Donald Cerrone. I believe he's a 155er though. Let me see. Donald Cerrone. He fights at lightweight. Yeah, 155. So Connor's gonna be fighting at lightweight. Either Justin Gaethje, who's a tough dude, man, or Donald Cerrone, who's a Hall of Famer. I think these are good fights. I think he needs to work his way up if he wants Khabib. Apparently in the press conference, I didn't listen to it. Maybe I should have before this. He said he wants the winner of Nate Diaz Masvidal or Khabib Ferguson. I'm not for the Khabib Ferguson. Not yet. You got to work a few fights up, man. Because Conor's made a lot of mistakes. Oh, I forgot to mention, there was a second sexual assault allegation against him. It didn't go anywhere. So in my opinion, it didn't happen. I don't think it happened. I don't think he did it the first time either. I think maybe he did something he wasn't supposed to, like when he was with his wife. I don't know. I'm not making any assumptions. I don't know. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. I'm just going to say he's made mistakes he shouldn't be making. We do know he hit an old man. We do know he said things that he's not supposed to say. So Conor, I feel like, has lost himself as a fighter. And that's the reason he loses. When you lose yourself as a fighter mentally, you can't win fights against world level opposition. It's just the way it is. And I think he's lost himself. I think he's lost his fire. He has so much money now, so much fame and notoriety. The notorious one. He's lost himself from what he really was. Why we love him in the first place. because he's a world-class championship level martial artist, world champion, and he has to come back to that. Yeah, the trash talking is great. I'm not saying to stay quiet. That's not him. That's the real him. Him talking trash. That's the real him. I know that. But this you got to be humble. You got to know anyone can beat you. Anyone can beat anybody on a world championship level. Anybody can beat anybody. Whoever's more mentally prepared will win. That's what he has to realize. You can talk and talk and talk, but if you don't do what you have to do, you will not perform. And that's why Khabib did that to him. That's why Floyd did that to him. Well, that's different. That's boxing. He'll never be Floyd or any world class boxer because he's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. A damn good one, not that. He is a good one, world class. But he's kind of ruined his legacy doing these kind of things. He got the money. As far as business, he's genius. Genius. The Khabib incident. The Floyd fight. Genius business. If you're just focusing on that, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to be a legend, leave a legacy, you got to change something up, Conor. You got to change something up. You're not making the right moves mentally. It's like you're not in the right vibe. You got to be in a certain vibe to be a champion. Look at John Jones. Look at Khabib. They just fight. They're not perfect either, but they're just on that vibe. I think people that know about fighting know what I mean. There's just this aura that these champion level fighters carry themselves with. I feel like Conor's lost himself, and he's just let the fame, the fame and the glory consume him to the point where he got comfortable. You can never ever be comfortable in the world of fighting. It's a game of inches. Scratch that. It's a game of centimeters. Like, you got to be on your P's and Q's at all times. It's a crazy, crazy sport. So Conor McGregor, man, I wish him the best. I hope he makes it. I hope he comes back as a champion. But he's gonna earn his title shot against Khabib. If you want Khabib, you gotta earn it. And I think I do salute him for saying, "Hey, I'll take the fight against Gaethje or Cerrone." That's a good fight. Both those guys can give him one. They can beat him. If he's not prepared, either one of those guys could beat him. So I hope we see that. So UFC 244. That's the next. Let's go. Move on. Moving on from Conor. We got UFC 244. This is a barn burner. We got, of course, we all know Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. And we got some good co-main events, man. We got Kevin Gastelum versus Darren Till, and Stephen Thompson versus some guy I don't know. We also have Johnny Walker versus Corey Anderson, which is a huge fight for the light heavyweight division. As far as the main, let's start with the bottom. So, John Walker versus Corey Anderson. Who do I have? This is tough because Johnny Walker is a phenom, but Corey Anderson's a top 5 guy. A very good fighter, very good volume fighter, high volume fighter. Johnny Walker's just a phenom, great power, great length, great height. He's got the goods. He's got the goods. Corey Anderson is just a dirt tough kind of guy. He just head in the ground. Just I don't know. I just feel like he's a tough dude, and this is anybody's fight. Johnny will have to be ready. I think this will be the toughest guy he's faced. He's a phenom, though. He's a phenom. And I think the winner of this should fight Dominic Reyes. The guy who he fought a few weeks ago. He beat Chris Weidman, who made his light heavyweight debut. And he got knocked out. That's impressive by Dominic. Although it was his debut, Weidman is a legend. And that it is for sure. So I believe they should fight Dominic. The winner of that should fight Dominic. And the winner of that should fight John. Now I'm going to go into John in a bit. Okay, I'll come back to this. I just want to give you that. I'll come back to John because there is news that I want to give you guys about him. So we got Stephen Thompson versus Vincent Luque. Stephen Thompson's had kind of a tough break, man. He lost to Woodley. He lost to Darren Till. And then he got knocked out by Anthony Pettis. So this guy, I haven't heard of him. I'm sure they're just giving him a fight so he can get the wheel rolling again. Because Stephen Thompson's an amazing striker. But Pettis caught him. Knocked him out cold. There's not much to say about that fight. I don't really know the other guy. I hope Sepetowski gets back on the top of things. We got Kevin Gastelum versus Darren Till. Now Till is in a weird position because the UFC wanted him to be the next McGregor. It seems like the next big thing, like Adesanya or McGregor, or and he didn't. He wasn't able to handle the world class level opposition. Woodley destroyed him, annihilated him, and then Masvidal knocked him out. So Darren Till's in this tough spot where if he doesn't win many more, he's got to start thinking, hey, is this worth it? Because at the end of the day, it's about your health, man. If you're not winning fights, don't do this. Don't let your pride be your downfall. If you're not winning fights, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. Be all in now. Win your fights, man. Be all in, but don't let your pride be the reason that down the road you're not yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. And Kevin Gastelum, he's in a good spot right now. He had a hell of a fight with Israel Adesanya. Legendary fight, one of the best fights of all time. He fell short barely, but it just shows how good he is. It shows how good he is to give Adesanya that kind of fight and almost beat him. It was very, very razor close. So both of these guys, one of them is in a good spot. One of them is like, I got to win this fight. Darren Till, it's more important for him to win right now. You got to win this fight if you want to be a world champion, basically. And so he's, I believe he's 185 now. So let's see how he does. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy. He's a huge 170-pound fighter. So maybe the weight cut was getting him. So maybe this will help him out. Great striker. He just had some tough breaks. That's the way it goes. Some young guys skyrocket like Adesanya. Some don't. It takes a little longer, more diversity. More adversity. And we'll see what Darren Till can do. The main event here, Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Now, this is a fight, man. This is going to be exciting. You got the only thing I don't like, to be honest, is there's no trash talk. They respect each other so much, there's no trash talk. That's what they're both known for, is being mean to their opponent. But we're not seeing that here. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. But this fight's gonna be interesting because Jorge is a striker, clearly. Nate Diaz is more of a guy that just breaks your will. He breaks you down slowly over 5 rounds, and we'll see what Nate can do to Jorge. It's gonna be interesting. This is like very, I don't know. I feel like these are compatible styles. Like we got one side, we got a guy that just goes for it, and then we got that guy that breaks you down. The question is, who can do what to first? Who can do their game plan to the other first? I think Nate's gonna try to take it to the ground because Jorge clearly has power, and Jorge is gonna try to keep it on the floor and just take him out. Keep it on the feet. And take him out. It's gonna be interesting, man. Honestly, if I had to choose, I have Nate winning. I feel like Jorge. I'm not saying that he's that. It's not saying that I'm not giving him credit, but I feel like he's had some luck, man. Like against Askren, a knee, 5 seconds. Yeah, he practiced it, but what are the odds of that happening again, man? Honestly, what are the odds of you knocking him out in 5 seconds with a knee? Man, most of it's luck. Not all of it. Preparation is part of it, but honestly, most of it's luck. I guarantee you he does not do that to Askren again. I guarantee you that. But hey, he did it. So I'm not taking credit away from him. Like I said, I like Jorge. I think he's good for the sport. He's a tough as nails type of dude, and so is Nate. I am pissed about the trash talking, though. I kind of wanted to see some of it, but clearly we're not getting any. The trash talking there was none, basically. But yeah, man, that's UFC 244. Very exciting. Next up, we got probably if you're a hardcore fan, this fight's even more exciting than the 244. Oops, give me a second here. We got UFC 245, December 14th, in T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. We got some pretty good fights here, man. Let me check this out. Oh, we got some good fights. We got Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski. Sorry guys. Damn, you're fucking yawning. Volkanovski is just an up and comer, tough fighter. Holloway is the greatest featherweight of all time. I had McGregor, but then he left and did all this shit. So I'm sorry, he's not no longer the top in my opinion. Volkanovski's a tough dude, man. So Max does have a fight in his hands, but I think he gets the job done with his high volume, his great striking, his great pace, his fight IQ. I think he gets it done. I think he gets it done. But anything can happen. Volkanovski could just show up that night. But if I had to bet, I got my Holloway. We got Amanda Nunes versus Jermaine Kovalev. Amanda Nunes, the greatest female fighter of all time. Hands down. Cyborg's out of contention. Hands down the greatest of all time. Jermaine Duranamel looks like a tough girl. I really haven't seen her fights. I think it's just another opponent for Amanda to smash, in my opinion. And I think she's going to do that with her amazing ability. She's an amazing fighter. Amazing, amazing woman. And then the main event, man, I've been waiting for this fight for a long time. I'm more excited for this than Nate and Jorge, honestly. Kobe Covington versus Kamaru Usman, man. That's going to be a fight. That's going to be a fight. Put away all the trash talking. That's going to be a fight, man. Both high volume fighters. Both want to break you down. The real question here is, who has more willpower? Who is a stronger minded fighter? That's the question. And we're going to find out. And I'm very excited to see this. Very excited. Kobe is a tough, tough dude, man. Yeah, he talks a lot of trash. But he's winning. He's winning his fights. Convincingly. Robbie Lawler smashed him. All these other dudes smashed him. You can't. It's undeniable. He's undeniable right now. Who do I have winning? That's tough because I really can't say, man. This is close fight. It can go either way, to be honest. Honestly, whoever shows up that night is more who's willing to give up more is gonna win. I can't really say who. Like even breaking down their techniques, they're very similar. Kamaru probably has more power in his punches. They're both very amazing wrestlers, amazing cardio. But yeah, man, that's UFC 245. Let's go on to the next part here. I think that's it for the UFC. Next up, we got boxing. And by the way, guys, what I'm doing, I'm just gonna talk about sports first, because I got a lot to say about sports, and then we're gonna go into other stuff like life, current events. So stay tuned. You can skip if you don't want to hear this stuff. But yeah, man, boxing. There's a great fight. Well, two great fights. We got Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 2. And let me check out the date and the location. I'm trying to find it real quick. Luis Ortiz. By the way, this is gonna be very, very exciting because Luis Ortiz is a tough, tough dude, man. He's a tough dude. He nearly took Wilder out. Wilder showed that he can overcome adversity, and he did that. It was a very, very good fight. It was exciting. It was both two powerhouses going at it. And let's see. November 23rd in Las Vegas. Sooner than I thought, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is gonna be a fight. I feel like Wilder, every fight is evolving. Like he's constantly improving, and I think he wins this fight. I think Ortiz we don't even know how old Ortiz is, man, because he was from Cuba, and you know how they are down there with their documentation. He could be 50 for all we know, so he could be some old man. Props to him for being world class at that age, whatever age he is. He's definitely not young. We know that. I think Wilder is getting better, man. I honestly do. Yeah, might not be as technical and as seasoned as Tyson Fury or Joshua, but he wins fights, man. He wins fights. He should have beaten Fury. I was a long 10 count. My opinion was a long 10 count when he fought Fury. He should have won the fight in 12. He should have stopped it. They didn't. So here we are. He's a tie. And I agree with the decision. Knocked him down twice. That's a different story. We're talking about this right now. And Ortiz is gonna give him a fight, that's for sure. He always gives everybody a fight to fight. I'm excited for this, man. As far as Tyson, and so that's that. On November 23rd, I got Wilder winning with his power and his tenacity, and I think he's just getting smarter, man. Like he's seeing more and more things that he didn't see years ago as a fighter. I think he's evolving. He hasn't fought that long. I think he's only been fighting for what, a decade, which is nothing for a world class fighter. These guys start when they're little kids. He started as a man, grown man. You know, he has ungodly power. Maybe the most powerful fighter of all time. Like more than Foreman, more than Tyson. His power is unbelievable, man. Like against his last guy he fought, what was his name? Whatever his name was. He took his like it was like he hit him with a damn club, man. It's literally that's looks like when he hits you, like he's hitting you with a bat, like a baseball bat or something. He just flatlines people, man. It is fucking insane the amount of power that man possesses. I think it has to do with his height, his reach, his leverage, and just the power he has in those muscles, man. It's insane. Insane. He's a living club, you know, a living baseball bat, man, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, man, I got him winning that fight by knockout. I think he knocks him out. He's not the type of guy to outbox you. He's the type of guy to knock you out. So I got him winning by knockout. Next, we got another pretty exciting fight. I think you all know where I'm going. We got Canelo versus Kovalev. Now, this, let me check the date. Well, look it up. This is the biggest Canelo's gonna ever have to get. And I saw them next to each other, man. He looked small. And I mean small against Kovalev. Against Triple G, he looked a little smaller, but it wasn't that big of a deal. He looks really small, man. Excuse me. Kovalev is a big dude, man. He's a big dude. It's just, can Canelo handle that power? Can he give it back? That's the question. We know he has power, but does he have power against guys this big? He is damn big. Kovalev is a big dude. Now, Canelo is a world-class boxer. Maybe the best in the world right now. As far as pure boxing, that boy is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. Saw against Triple G. We've seen against all the people he's fought, man. He's a phenomenal fighter. Now, Kovalev is older, and he's had his wars, you know. But he's known as a knockout. He's known as a killer. He's taking you out. Taking you out like a tank, man. You know. I don't think he's been the same since Andre Ward. I think Andre Ward took his spirit. Not just beat him, but I think he beat him mentally. He took his spirit. And, but we'll have to see, man. If Canelo, I think he's going to go to the body a lot. He's going to be inside, not giving Kovalev room to really unleash that power. I think he's going to be pressing up against him. Or he's going to be just pop, move, pop. Those are the two scenarios I see with Canelo. And Kovalev, I think he's going to look for his shots. He's going to pick his shots. And, you know, Kovalev can box as well. I just see him trying to take Canelo out because he knows he's the bigger man, and he's most likely the more powerful man, even at his older age. He's just a big dude. You know, the bigger you are, the harder you hit. That's just always been a part of boxing. So this is very exciting, though. I think Canelo's just trying to cement his legacy as a GOAT. You know, a little more, man. He'll pass up Julio Cesar Chavez, man. I know old heads are not gonna like that comment. But here's the thing. Canelo, yeah, Chavez is amazing. But he did not fight world-class opposition. Yeah, he won 89 fights in a row, something like that. But he did not face world-class opposition his whole career. Like, a lot of those guys were nobodies, man. Yeah, he beat them. All props to him. Canelo was beating world-class opposition. You know? He's in it to win it. And he's not scared, man. He's just taking on all the fighters he has to take on. And he's really pushing the pace. And I think a little more, he will be the best of all time. I think he'll be the best Mexican fighter of all time. It's still Chavez right now. He's second. I think he passed up De La Hoya. Well, actually, that's kind of hard. It's between him and De La Hoya at second. De La Hoya had a hell of a career. You know? He's beat some really good guys. A little more, he'll pass up De La Hoya. I think if he beats Kovalev, I'd put him against over De La Hoya. And if he wins more fights, man, He's better, the best Mexican fighter of all time, in my opinion. You know, he'll be the new Cesar Chavez. But yeah, man, that's that. There's one more huge fight that I want to touch up on. Of course, Andy Ruiz Jr. excuse me, versus I think Joshua and Saudi Arabia. I think that's a pretty neutral location as far as fans, man, because that's just a random location. I really don't understand why it's Saudi Arabia, but I guess maybe for neutrality as far as fans. You come to the States, it's gonna be Andy Ruiz crowd. You go to Europe, it'll be a Joshua crowd. So I get it. But what people don't realize is Ruiz can box, man. He has very, very sharp, fluid combinations. Sharp, quick. Boom, 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 boom. You know, he's world class. You know, I know it looks like he's out of shape and all this, but he's a world class fighter. Yeah. And Joshua, I did, I said this before a long time ago in an old podcast, Sports News. They said that he was knocked down and that he came to that fight, mentally not at 100%, like not really ready to go. You know what I'm saying? He was not checked out mentally, but not really there. That's what I heard. Um, we'll see if that plays a factor. We'll see if he's different in this fight. If he loses again, he can't use that excuse. You know what I'm saying? We know how to make excuses for why we lose, but we'll see if there's a difference. Maybe he'll start Ruiz. What's up, y'all? It's Jay the Great. I have to change location real quick. But we're back on the Joshua Ruiz discussion. Fight number two. Ruiz is a world-class fighter, man. He's this great fluidity in his movement. He's seasoned, very seasoned, very quick, underrated, underrated as far as his quickness and it's just his fight IQ and his ability to just box, pure boxing. He's a tactician, and just a wizard. Man. So what we're gonna find out on the day of the fight is if it was a fluke, if Joshua really did have anxiety and was hurt, and that's all the reason why Ruiz won, or it's not the reason why, and Andy just beat him that night, fair and square. We're gonna find out, and I think Ruiz is gonna win. I think Ruiz is gonna beat Joshua. I think Joshua just, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna lose, man. I feel like Ruiz has his number. His style and his tenacity and his will to just win is there. And I think he's gonna win the fight. Joshua is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, but I think Ruiz is the man now. And I think his next move after this is to fight Wilder, Fury, and all those guys. That's what I think. And that's gonna be exciting. But yeah, man, that's it for boxing. It's an exciting time. Very, very exciting time for the sport of boxing. And I am very excited. I'm very and for UFC. I'm excited for all those fights. I'm sure so I'm not going to pay for all of them, so I'm not going to be able to watch all of them. I do not support piracy. I did not mean it like that. All right. So, yeah, man, let's go on to the NFL. Tragically, I haven't been able to watch it as much because of college and all that, but I'll never lose a love for the game. I did play in high school, I was pretty decent, but I'm not going to go, but it's not about me. But let's start with the AFC. Of course, Patriots are on top, man. What's new? What more is there to say about the Patriots, man? What can we say? What can we say, honestly? Like, Brady's the best of all time. It's just pretty clear at this point. It's not even, it's laughable almost. Like, comparing him to anyone else is laughable. The only guy you're even closely compare him to would be what? Manning? Montana? And even then, it's not really an argument. He's better than both as far as his legacy. So yeah, they're number one. Chiefs, Colts, and Ravens are on top of the North, South, and West. They all have 5, 4, 2. Ravens 4-2, Colts 4-2, Chiefs 4-2, and their divisions are very good. Like the closest one is the Colts and Texans. Texans are 4-3, Colts are 4-2. It's like there's a lot of weak teams this year. There's a lot of disappointment from many fans of the NFL, and it's like the teams that are winning are really winning, like domination. The very dominant year for the good teams, a very shitty year for the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? One of those years, it's like not the balance isn't there. I'm a Browns fan, man. I used to be a Broncos fan because Manning Peyton Manning, my favorite player of all time. He retired. And then it was AB, Antonio Brown. And then you know what happened with him. I'm not going to go over that again. So now it's Odell. He was the next favorite player. He's with the Browns. I'm a loyal fan, man. But they're just not winning. They're not doing very good. They're not clicking on all cylinders. They're just, I don't know. The engine hasn't really started going yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, the engine hasn't really started up. Like, is I don't know. Like, they have the talent. You know what I'm saying? They have the you see the flashes of what they're capable of against good teams that they lost to. You saw some flashes. Mayfield's greatness, Odell, Jarvis, Nick Chubb, the defense. Like, they got the potential. They have the goods. Now they just need to bring it together. I'm talking strategy. I'm talking consistency, and just they gotta be more polished. You know, they're not polished enough. You gotta keep polishing. The coaches have to keep polishing them, and they gotta get seasoned and grizzled and become vets. And I think that's when they start clicking. I hope they stay together. This is an exciting time for Browns fans and for the city of Cleveland. You don't have LeBron. What else do they have? They have nothing. LeBron's gone. That's all they had. Hopefully these guys can give Cleveland something to cheer about. As far as the NFC, let's check it out real quick. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know what to say. I haven't really been looking. I really got to watch to really get my insight and give a good take. I can't just pull it out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? So we got the Cowboys at 4-3. Not a very good division, clearly. NFC North, Packers 6-1. That's a good division. The Vikings are right behind them. Saints 6-1. Panthers are right behind them as 4-2. 49ers 6-0, undefeated. Jimmy G. Shout out to Jimmy G, man. He learned that. He learned just fine under Belichick, didn't he? He's leading his own team. That's exciting, man. That's exciting. Seahawks right there behind him. Russell Wilson having an MVP type season. That guy is just, he just had the goods, man. He could just throw that ball like no one's business. It's pretty spectacular thing, really. All right, and that's it for the NFL, man. You know, it's not much to say. I gotta be honest, you know, I just haven't been watching. You know, if enough people ask me about it, I will make myself watch it. You know, I'll find time for y'all because I care about y'all. I love all you, man. But yeah, man. Next, we got current reviews, current events. Excuse me, current events. Current events. This is something I had to talk about, and I have a video about it. This is a Joker movie. I have a review if you want to check it out. I give it more. It's just a really detailed review about it if you want to check it out. But it was phenomenal, man. It was an amazing movie. I've seen it twice. It was spectacular both times. It was jaw dropping. It's just there's so much to say about it. So much feelings that it gives you, of sympathy, of amazement, of just excitement. It's just spectacular movie. Joaquin Phoenix, by far, in the leading for an Oscar. This is not even close right now. He is phenomenal actor, man. I really didn't know about Joaquin Phoenix. I think he was kind of before our time, like people my age. But damn, he's a good actor. It's not even funny, man. You cannot teach that. This is pure world class ability. World class ability to act. Anyone can act, but anyone can do at that level. That's just damn. That's amazing. Todd Phillips, amazing director. Crazy story if you want to check it out. There's videos about him. He was actually a comedian, I believe, and he made this masterpiece. Damn good one. Shout out to him, man. And it just, I want to talk about the nerve, the social, the nerve that it hit, and it hit society's nerve. It's funny bone, you know what I'm saying? Because it left everyone talking, you know, left everyone talking. These are the two sides. It's either the movie was great and they just looked at it as a movie because that's what it is, or they start talking about the violence and the backlash, like the backlash that it got. It's a Joker, people. It's supposed to be like that. That's what he is. You know, read the comics. He is ruthless and completely unhinged and gone, and it's perfectly portrayed by Joaquin Phoenix and the crew, the cinematography and all that. Amazing job. Excuse me. But I really want to talk about this feeling that it leaves in our mouths, this taste it leaves in your mouth, like that society is like the way it is in the movie. Don't let that movie bring you down, man. That is an example of what not to do when life hits you hard. Obviously, none of us are gonna kill anyone and nothing like that. I'm saying getting down on the dumps like that, and yeah, he had a mental illness, so that's a little different. But don't let life bring you down, And that's what I got from this movie. It was an amazing movie, but I got that as well. Can't let life bring you down. Life is a movie in a way. It's a journey, and very, very, very like a journey, very much. And we are the directors of that. Many one of us are the director of our own lives. So we get to decide, hey, I want to go in this direction. So we got to keep moving forward, man. Not everyone in the world is nice, but it does not give us an excuse to be mean, just bitter people. Can't be bitter about life. Shit happens to all of us. No matter how successful someone is, everyone's been through hard times. Depression or moments where they just want to quit. Everyone has been at that point. I'm telling you, everybody. There's just no way around it. We are imperfect organisms. We are imperfect beings. So that movie really just, this is a guy that just gave up, a guy that gave up and just really embraced being a loser. Honestly, that's what he did. I I have sympathy for him as far as like him being treated like shit. That sucks, man. You know, but you got to overcome bad times. You know, it's just, it's about character development. It's about finding what you love to do and finding your why for doing that, for working hard every day. It's not good feeling to be just a weak, lazy bum. It's a weak, shitty feeling. You don't respect yourself. You don't respect yourself. And I know no one does. No matter if you want to, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay with being a bum. Fuck life. No, you're not, man. You're not okay. No one is okay feeling like shit. No one is. Everyone wants to be able to at least respect themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's a weak feeling, is being at a low level in this life. You know? So find your why and just stay away from that darkness, because there's the darkness out here that tries to consume you from the inside. And I've been a victim of that too. It just wants to consume you and just take you with it. I don't know if it's the devil, whatever you believe in. I know there's a darkness out there. It's kind of like this snakes its way through society. I think you all know what I'm talking about. Of this darkness that not everything's gonna be okay. You're a loser. You're just another average Joe. Whatever it is that bothers you every day. They don't like you. He doesn't like you or she doesn't like you. It doesn't matter, man. That doesn't matter. It's about being a nice person. Shit gets better when you do what you have to do. Life gets better. It's just the way it's been. Try it, me, I'm gonna get a little personal here. I have anxiety, man. I have a darkness sometimes that just hits me, and I had to fight it off because I know it isn't about me. It's about the people I care about. And that's what keeps me going. You gotta find your why. Maybe it's somebody or a group of people or a reason. Maybe I don't want to be broke anymore, or I want to prove that guy wrong, or I want to prove myself wrong. I want to break this habit, whatever it is. Let it push you. And there's gonna be days that you want to quit, especially if the harder you work. It's gonna happen that you feel like quitting, but don't quit. Keep going, keep moving forward. I promise you, it gets better. I don't know. This movie really just made me think about how we should live, how we should treat each other. And I'm not saying we should treat each other like shit, like the people that treated him. Don't do that either. Be a nice person. You feel better, man. You feel better. Grudges are not okay, man. Forgive. Forgive. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. As long as it's morally right, as long as it's beneficial to society and to yourself, then do it, man. Who cares what people think? They don't think you're good enough? Do it. Start slow, Start with what you got. Don't force anything. Don't rush anything. Do it the right way. Yeah. And I just, had to let that off my chest, man. And I just want all y'all to know that. And I love you, man. I love all y'all out there, man. And I really appreciate if you're listening to this because I know this isn't the most entertaining thing. This is just life and my philosophy. It's my philosophy on life. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about the high school life transitioning to college. Here's what you got to understand if you're in that transition and you're just beginning. High school, there's several types of people. There's the loners down here. There's the nerds, you want to call them. To me, I think they're hard workers. They're nerds that just are head down, feet first, just get their shit done. There's people in the middle that they're just there. They're just another student that's, oh, he's cool. I know him. Yeah, I know him. He's a cool dude. Yeah. And then there's people up here, the football players, the stars, the prettiest girls in school. Once you get to college, boom, all that shit disappears. All of it disappears. No one gives a fuck, It's too big to give a fuck. Like, college is too big of a place. Even community college, it's too big. So, because a lot of us, what I feel like, this is my opinion, a lot of people leave caring so much about what people think about them, dude. It doesn't matter what people think. It matters what you think. That's what matters. You're in control, man. They're not. So going into college, if you have that problem, man, fight it. Realize no one cares, about this or that. You are the only one that you should be caring about what you think, And of course, people you care about, you want their approval. Yeah, man, college is a place where you find yourself. And I can only speak on college because I'm not an army and nothing like that. So I don't know how that's like. So I can't really speak on it. I'm not going to speak on things I don't know about. But I do know college because I'm in it. Just be a nice person. Do what you have to do. Relax once in a while with your friends. Go party, this, that. But don't let it be what keeps you going. If you only live for the weekend constantly, all the time, that's not okay. That's not long-term happiness, man. Happiness is important. Be the difference between you making it and not making it and what you want to do for a living. It's just, there's so much to life, man. There's so many things, There's so many things, and I go on for hours, but I don't want to talk your guys' ear off, But yeah, man, just keep moving forward. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here, man. I will try to talk to you. I might not even know who you are if you're out there. I'm here. I just feel like I want to help people. Maybe that's my purpose, I like helping people. I like knowing that someone's doing better than they were before. Not that I helped you, but that you are doing better. And I have a good feeling knowing, hey, I helped you. I helped steer you in the right direction. Because I feel like so many people in this today's age, they just have a reason to hold a grudge. Like, if they like say they're sorry or accept an apology, that they're weak and that they're soft. No, man, you're just a good person. You're the bigger person. Relationships, and there has to be equality in a relationship. Any kind. Your parents, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friend. You guys got to give each other equal support. And, well, parents is different because, of course, they provide roof for you and all that. That's different. So push that aside. I mean, like friends and significant others. You guys have to give equal effort. That's how it keeps going. Giving an inch, taking an inch, giving an inch, taking an inch. You know what I mean? Like friends too. And if the other person is not being there, then you don't gotta be there either, man. And it's not about like taking revenge or anything. Just don't waste your time. Relationships are about about benefiting each other, helping each other in this journey of life. And there's people out there that will help you. There is that somebody, a friend, a significant other. They're out there. Your brother, your sister, people that are on the same level as you. Because parents and adults, that's different because they can obviously give us more than we can give them because we don't have the money. We don't have the status in life yet. Not yet. You know, that's different. That's a different discussion. I can't talk on that because I'm not at the stage in life yet. Yeah. But as far as people that are at the same level as you and on a certain similar path, just be nice to people. Do as much as you can with what you got. You know, person needs help, go help them. You know, you'll feel better after. You know, especially people that are compassionate. You know, you want to help them. You know, you feel bad. Go help the guy. If you can, you can. If you can't, then you can't. You know. But yeah, man. I just want to give y'all some words of advice. I know I could go on rants, but I just hope it helps someone out there. Anyone watching, anyone that watches the whole thing. I love y'all, man. You know, this is a journey. You know, I'm trying to make it out here and help as many people as possible. Even if it's just one person, that's fine. But yeah, man, that was a current event. I know I went on a rant there from Joker, but that's obviously a dark movie and can really leave you thinking about life and maybe even give you a false perception of how you should be. Don't be Arthur Fleck, man. Obviously, I don't mean literally because none of us are, I hope, aren't capable of doing what he did in the movie. But I mean, like, mentally, just giving in to darkness, to the dark, you know? Like there's this darkness that just snakes through society. Just, you know, like I said before, and don't let it consume you. Anxiety, paranoia, depression. These are feelings that we all feel sometimes. Just don't let it win. Because we're here for you. I'm here for you, man. There's no one else out there. I'm here. But yeah, man. That's it for that. With any current events, trying to think, man. I'm trying to give y'all something. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's happened. I'm not the type of guy to go into drama. I do like music, so music doesn't really anything out. There was a new X song by XXXTentacion RIP. I did react to it. Check it out. Heart Eater. You know, X was a prodigy, man. Honestly, I admit I did not like the guy at first because of his actions, but he was changing as a man. You know, he's a phenomenal talent. He was a phenomenal talent. Um, his ability to just articulate with simple yet meaningful words and it's pretty good, you know. Juice WRLD came out with something. Uh, I should be more organized. I'm not just gonna rant on stuff I don't know about. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna wrap it up for this one. I don't want to talk your guys' ear off too much. I hope you enjoyed, man. I hope I helped somebody out there. Just entertain someone. If the sports part entertained you, I appreciate it. You know, that means a lot to me. And let me know, man, if you need someone to talk to. I'm here. Message me on the comments, anywhere. DM me. All my information is in the description. I will be happy to help you guys out. If you actually listen to this whole thing, man, I appreciate it. I know when someone starts out, not many people give them a chance. But if you gave me a chance today, I appreciate it. You know, I'm taking baby steps with this. Just want to be someone that people can listen to. You know, and just entertain. If I'm just entertaining you, that's enough for me. Or helping you, that's enough. Yeah, man, I think it's gonna wrap it up for this one. This is the first J Talk episode 1, of course. I will be trying to post weekly. You know, maybe every Thursday, Friday, every Saturday, maybe one of those days, weekly. Just coming on here, talking to y'all about what I can, what's on my mind. I think that's what a podcast is all about, right? So, but yeah, man, let's wrap it up. I love y'all guys, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.